Uh-oh. The lamps appear to be broken. Bulbs are smashed, both of them. Maybe they fell and broke on the floor. Look, there's a red stain on the one on the left. That's not just a stain. That's... Yep, that's blood alright. I can smell it. What? Blood? Why is there blood on this lamp? Could it be something to do with why the bulb is broken? We better take a closer look at the other one too. So Miss Scourge intended to use these lamps in her display. Why were they stashed inside the castle? Maybe because they're broken. Except there's plenty of other places she could have put them. Best place to hide some salt is in some sugar, isn't that how it goes? Or perhaps the best place to hide a tree is in a forest. Anyway, if her intention was to put these lamps on her final display, that contradicts a certain piece of evidence in my possession. I need to point it out by making a deduction. We know the victim was struck and killed with something blunt. We found blood on one of the lamps which has smashed bulb inside. Could the lamp have been the murder weapon? For sure, it could definitely do enough damage to kill someone. You, science guy, you finished noticing the blood on the lamp yet? Yes sir, just got done a minute ago, sir. The blood's the victim's, no doubt about it. There you have it. So the murder weapon was hidden in Miss Scone's room. I'm beginning to think we may need to add her to our list of suspects.
Eureka!
Take a look at the list of rules for the contest, detective. Non-confectionery items may not be used as decoration. That means the salt lamps and the luminous cloths would have been against the rules. Is that why they're stashed away inside the castle? I think we need to dig a little deeper into this with Miss Scone before we can say for sure. My shoes are already covered in cream. I won't go any closer unless you want the same thing to happen to you. We've seen what's behind the doors, there's really no need to look again. Wait a minute. Oh, never mind, I thought this would be something, but I guess not. A cute little elf made of candy sitting on a tree stump. The fabric above it and the other decorations really add to the dreamlike atmosphere. Stay there for two of them, we might get swept up in the fantasy ourselves. Yeah, our job's to stay right in reality and get to the bottom of this. Nobody's getting swept with any flights of fancy on my watch. Ah, I see the problem he was talking about earlier. This elf has no cloth above her head. This elf doesn't have an illuminated cloth over it like the others. It's not fair to leave the poor guy out, Miss Scone.
I didn't want to, did I, dear? But one of my cloths and one of my little machines went missing.
A cloth? And what sort of machine exactly?
Oh, you'll never guess how it all works. Those English cloths are connected to the little thingamajigs. They're called, full spectrum light emitting devices. They send light down the main cable into each optical fibre strand. That's what makes the cloth glow. Little bit of fiddly, you can change the light to any colour in the whole wide world. bright red for ferocious fiery flames, cold blue for crimson crystals of ice. They have these special batteries that last for donkey's years, so they don't mind the cold at all.
Forgive me, these machines, they won't make the special luminous cloth light up in all the beautiful colours, Mr. Reed. I see. So much new technology, I can barely keep up. So these light emitting devices, you lost one of them in a piece of luminous cloth.
That's right, Lankin. Heaven only knows where they could have gone to.
This cloth, it could have something to do with the case. So not only did she use decorations that were against the rules, she didn't even make any real sweets. Miss Scone made a mockery of the rules. Yeah, but she's not going to get crowned world's greatest now. Why is it so warm in here? Maybe that's got something to do with all this. That's a good question. I think I better go ask Miss Scone herself. Miss Scone, why is the temperature of your room set to 68 degrees?
I hate the cold, don't I, dearie? Besides, being chilly's no good for a girl. If I want to keep my fresh face complexion, I've got to be careful about these things. We ladies got to stay young, you know.
How old is she really, though? That's what I'd like to know. It's not polite to speculate on a person's age, Eddie. But most of your work's made out of whipped cream. And whipped cream needs to be kept at 50 degrees or it starts to deflate.
Oh, is that so, dearie? Oh, silly me. I got to make a whoopsie.
Wait, you really didn't know that? World-class confection on my foot. And only did she break the rules using fake candy, she's ignorant of the basic facts of her supposed craft. Miss Scone grows more mysterious by the minute. So you're a big fat fraud then, is what we're saying. You're a phony! You're a big fat phony! Cleared the mind. Miss Scone appears to lack basic knowledge about how confectionery is created. And she says she snuck onto her entrance room for research purposes. Part of the actions of a world-class confectioner competing for a major prize. Yeah, not I picture a top pro at in. Maybe she just lacks a little confidence, or is she not actually a confectioner at all? Perhaps she had another agenda altogether. After all, we only have her word that she went into that room for some research. Wait, you mean maybe she went in there to commit a murder? There's no way of saying for certain just yet, but she is hiding something. That much I'm certain of. That's enough investigating for now, don't you think? Yes, we certainly found plenty of interest. Something's been bothering me for a while now. Mr. Von Karma would have surely found the murder weapon when he searched this room. Yet he didn't arrest Miss Scone. He didn't even seem interested in questioning her. I think our first priority should be to find out what he's really up to. Detective Bad, I have a few things I'd like to ask Mr. Von Karma. Me too. Him and Skane.
How could you, Manny Bumpkin? Stop staring at me like that!
It appears Detective Badge is as suspicious of Mr. Von Karma and Miss Scone as I am. Miss Scone, would you be so kind as to accompany us?
Of course, dear. Where are we off to?
To find Mr. Von Karma. Mr. Von Karma, we'd like to speak with you if that's all right. Judging by your faces, I'm guessing you found the murder weapon? We did. It was in Miss Scone's room. Which means that Mr. Tangaroa should no longer be the only person of interest. Nonsense. It doesn't matter where the murder weapon was found, Tangaroa is guilty. As long as this is my case, guilty he shall remain. How can you be so sure of Mr. Tangaroa's guilt? You have an explanation, I presume, for why the murder weapon was in Miss Scone's room. Of course I do. I'll be delighted to share it with you. Tangaroa killed Frost with one of Scone's salt lamps in order to frame her for the murder. To complete the deception, he took it back to her room once the deed was done. After all, if it had been found in the victim's body, Tangaroa would have seemed doubly suspicious. A body may be hard to move, but a murder weapon, considerably less so. That's why there is no piece of evidence on the scene that pointed to a particular suspect. So it's your assertion that Mr. Tangaroa took the salt lamp back to Miss Scone's room? It is indeed. But it's more than an assertion. It is a fact based on my own investigation. You mean you have proof he did so? I don't need such a thing. What? If you have a rebuttal, I'll be happy to hear it. But I highly doubt you'll be able to fault my logic.
Hold it!
So he took all of the salt lamps from Miss Scone's room back to his own. Indeed. He prepared it beforehand, knowing he would be the perfect weapon for which to kill Frost. We found the lamp in Miss Scone's room. Surely this casts Miss Scone herself as a suspicious light. Perhaps if you would let me finish. Now, as I was saying...
Hold it!
You're talking about the lamp made of rock salt that was hidden in the Candy Castle, correct? Precisely. I was the one who found it. So be grateful. It's thanks to me you even have such a vital piece of evidence. What made you go inside the castle in the first place, if you don't mind my asking? Good point. Maybe he wanted to see what it was like in there? Fools! You think I went in there on a whim? I went in there because detectives are an incompetent lot, so I investigated it myself. But I had nothing to do with the initial investigation. That's right, Detective Bad wasn't part of this investigation until recently. If you want my trust, Detective, you'll have to earn it. And a good first step would be to stop wasting my time, if you'll allow me to continue.
Hold it!
He came under suspicion anyway due to the body being in his room. So why? Would you like to hear a favorite expression of mine? Even a dog can hold still and stay. Now let me finish. If only I could say the same to you. So you think he hid the body in the chest but removed the murder weapon from the crime scene? Yes, he foolishly believed his own creation to be the perfect hiding place.
I'm sorry, I had to help myself.
I think you mean you couldn't help yourself, no? She doesn't seem very sorry to me. In any case, the weapon was taken away while the body remained at the scene of the crime.
Hold it!
But if there's no proof, how can you say for certain Mr. Tangaroa is the culprit? Is that the best you can do at pressing me? Listen here, the presence of the body in Tangaroa's room is in itself proof of his guilt. And you didn't find evidence pointing to any other possible suspects. Perhaps you should take another look. You might... You really don't give up, do you? There's no need to take another look. Tangaroa is guilty, end of story. If you insist on asserting otherwise, show me some proof to back up your ridiculous claim. I have to think it back over and over. Think back to the scene of the crime. If Mr. Tangaroa really isn't guilty, then there must be something that points to somebody else. Pressing Mr. Von Conway with any of his statements won't have much of an effect, I fear. My only hope is to find a piece of evidence that contradicts his claims. A robe of cloth of navy blue is a very calming hue. I like it. Yeah, that was real deep and all mystery, but let's get to the main event already and light it up. Alright. I wasn't trying to be deep or anything, though. Wow, look at all those buttons! I believe they're for changing the colour of the lights. Try pressing on it, eh? There, now the cloth's all lit up. It's so pretty no matter how many times I see it. The cloth is now glowing with a pale blue hue thanks to the light emitting device. Didn't Miss Scones say something about these... Didn't Miss Scones say something about these cloths in his machine are missing? Who do you think could have taken them? I have no idea, but I suspect it may have something to do with our case somehow. This lamp isn't working. No, unfortunately it appears to be broken. But it'd be nice to have seen all that up just once. Miss Scones said it's good for relaxation, right? I could use some of that. Perhaps I'll get one for the office. So that's where these hexagonal stands on the bottom, right? Yes, I've added the indentations of the pillars that were made to accommodate them. Boy, they fit like a glove.
Objection!
Bugger. That's an odd thing to say, considering how it contradicted this. Von Karma is perfect in every way. There is no contradiction here, none. Ugh. Did you really think you could make me such a dent in my logic with that?
Objection!
Oh shit, I misclicked. Get on with it.
Objection!
It was wrong anyway. Fuck. There's no bearing on the discussion whatsoever.
Objection!
Oh, I don't know, man. I think my brain's too fucking burnt, because it's not clicking. It is not clicking at all. Okay. Apparently it's this.
Objection!
It's true the murder weapon and the blood-stained chocolate were removed from the scene of the crime. Something else remained that does point to one person in particular. Take another look at the photograph of the body, if you will. Oh, okay. Right. Okay. I understand now. The cloth covering the victim's lower half. Is that not one of the same luminous cloths we found in Miss Scone's room?
What's that, dear? Oh, my lovely colourful cloths at the scene of the crime, you say?
Luminous cloth. Nonsense. I see no light to speak of. I guess he doesn't know how it works. It may look like ordinary fabric at first glance, but attach it to one of these light-emitting devices, and the difference soon becomes apparent. Look at his face. I don't think he was expecting that. Plus, the fact that cloth can be lit up is neither here nor there. What we have to show is why it's important. While the rolls of cloth from Miss Scone's room went missing, if you look closely at the blue cloth in the picture, would you say it's clearly made of the same material, Mr. Von Karma? The salt lamp and the luminous cloth belonged to Miss Scone, and seeing as the body was wrapped in said cloth, surely even you have to admit it's suspicious. Mr. Von Karma, I think it's time to accept that a number of factors point to Miss Scone as a person of interest.
Grady Pegleg, how could you? You're accusing me of all people!
I'm not accusing you of anything just yet. I do think you're hiding something.
That's not...
Just to clarify, your assertion is that both the murder weapon and the cloth were in Miss Scone's room prior to the murder? Exactly. Is something funny? Only you've walked so carelessly into my trap. Neither the cloth nor the murder weapon were in fact in her room. So sorry to have to break it to you. What does he mean? Tangaroa spotted them before the contest began and noted the lamps and cloths contravened the rules. He subsequently confiscated them and took them to his own room for safekeeping. What? Then after the contest began, nobody saw hide nor hair of Frost as he had secluded himself to his room. The only person capable of entering his locked room was Tangaroa, possessing as he did the only key. As you know, he was also in possession of the lamp used to commit the murder. So you see, I have everything I need to get Tangora convicted all along. Well, how does it feel to have lost to me before even setting foot in the courtroom? Ugh, this can't be happening. Wait, all that hard work was for nothing? Miss Scone, why didn't you tell us your stuff was confiscated by Mr. Tangaroa?
Well, dear, Mannequin said if I spilled the beans, I'd end up being the one under suspicion.
Mr. Von Karma said that?
He wasn't wrong now, was he? You two accused me yourself a second ago.
Pathetic. Curse you, Von Karma. You led us right to the murder weapon and then we make the certain assumption as a result. One more thing, my pathetic friend. There are 2 and only 2 sets of fingerprints on the murder weapon. 2? Yes. Those of Delicia Scone and Samson Tangagora. No others were found. Tangora used the lamp he had confiscated to murder Frost, and was foolish enough to hide in Scone's room without first removing his fingerprints. At this rate, no one will even need to testify. My perfect evidence will do all the talking for me as I secure his guilty verdict.
Objection!
But wait! What about the luminous cloth that was left behind in Mr. Tangagoa's room? What about it? He probably meant to return it after disposing of the body. I don't have enough to disprove any of what he's saying. No more pitiful objections? Then get out of my sight and close the door behind you.
Mr. E!
I'm not about to just give up. Oh my god, I'm getting all my voices mixed up again. I see you mean to waste more of my time. Bad. Escort them off the premises now. This investigation's not over yet. Detective Bad? What's the meaning of this? Sorry, I'm not in the habit of leaving cases half solved. There's still one less thing at the crime scene we ain't identified. He's right. We still have the evidence of somebody's activities to account for. Oh, we can discuss your lingering doubts at our leisure, Detective. Whatever they might be, they're no business of the defense.
Objection!
I beg to differ. There's a piece of evidence I'm still not satisfied about either. And I suspect it might be the same thing that's bothering Detective Bad. What? Yet unidentified something that was left in Mr. Tangago's room.
Take that!
We still haven't properly identified this piece of evidence. That's not what I was thinking of. Fuck. Oh. Seems you're the only one who isn't satisfied here. And I assure you there's no such thing as an unidentified piece of evidence to Yvonne Karma. I picked the wrong thing. Still, a single question does remain.
Take that!
Oh, what is it?
Take that! Take that!
There are finger marks on one of Mr. Tangago's creations. Supposing they belong to the murderer, it could certainly explain how their prints didn't end up on the murder weapon. How do you know so much about the crime scene? Because I let him look around. You let the defense examine the scene, Bad? Are you out of your mind? I don't remember you telling me not to. Insolent worm. You do well to remember this then, detective. The results of your next salary review are up to me. Oh. Detective Bad's in trouble now, too. I'm sure glad you're my boss, Mr. Edgeworth. You do well to remember the results of your salary review are up for performance here. A mere attorney uncovering such a fact based on a cursory investigation. I'm almost impressed. It's entirely possible those finger marks belong to Tangagoa. After all, he walked us while preparing his creations. But can you prove conclusively the finger marks are his? Furthermore, there's still something about Miss Scone that doesn't add up. Is there? Or are you simply not prepared to admit defeat?
Oh, stop it, Greggy, stop it! Why are you being so mean to your poor old pal Delicia? I owned up to delivering the poor Sammy purple sweeties, what more do you want?
I don't want to have to make you a suspect, that much is certain. But you lied to us, and you're still not telling us everything.
Greggy, stop bullying me!
I'm sorry, but you don't even know the temperature of whipped cream should be kept at. What kind of professional confectioner doesn't know something as fundamental as that?
I'm sorry, alright, I'm sorry. I'm a silly, muddle-headed girl. What more do you want me to say?
I don't think you're muddle-headed at all. I think you were never a confectioner in the first place. Enough! I'll thank you to keep your baseless accusations to yourself. Evidence is everything in a courtroom, in case you've forgotten. If you're going to accuse a witness of perjury, I demand you present something to back that up. But this isn't a courtroom, is it? Nevertheless, what proof do I have Miss Scone doesn't know the first thing about making desserts?
Take that!
Every single one of Miss Scone's creations break the rules of the contest. The offending items, the cloths and the lamps were duly confiscated as we've established. The witness did not go and bring them back to her room herself.
Objection!
But those weren't the only rule-breaking items in her room. What? The entire fantastical world Miss Scone created, every last bit of it, is all just a collection of plastic models slathered in whipped cream. That cream is the only authentic confectionery in the room. No real-world title contender would ever stoop so low. This is true bad. Yep, saw it with my own two eyes. Stepped in it with my own two shoes. Did we finally convince him? With her lies exposed like this, surely he can't continue to deny the facts. Oh, just you wait. Miss Scone, your actions place you firmly on a list of suspects.
But, no fair, I'm no killer.
Why don't you finally start telling us the truth? Who are you really, and why are you tampering with your rival's work?
Oh, alright. The truth is, I'm not the adorable little cook you see before you. I'm actually a pharmacist, if you can believe it.
A pharmacist? I can't blame him for being so surprised. It could be further than what we imagined. So what's somebody in your line of work doing entering a contest like this one?
Well, I just love eating sweeties, if you must know. Sorry, Pooh, sweets are the best. So they say. I just had to enter. I didn't mean I had to make it all the way to the final.
Even Mr. Von Karma's at a loss for words. That's it? That's the only reason you're here?
Yeah, dearie, it was worth it. Samson City packs his sweeties, it tastes his treats I ever did eat.
And the finger marks? Were you the one wearing the gloves?
No, that wasn't me, dear. I didn't even wear gloves.
Remember, Miss Scone's fingerprints were found elsewhere on Mr. Tangu's other creations. I'd say that points to her not having worn gloves.
Exactly, Lankin. Peggy's got the right end of the stick. I'm an innocent woman.
Is your head filled with cream too?
Sorry, mannequins.
Her head may not be filled with cream, but she's certainly no master of subterfuge. Miss Scone, were Mr. Tango's last words were the only ones you sampled? What the fuck was that sentence? Miss Scone, were Mr. Tango's works the only ones you sampled?
No, dear, I couldn't help myself. When I finished my afternoon tea, I took it over to Chittywick's room for a taste too.
You were in the victim's room too?
Yes, dear, nobody was in there, you see.
Quite possibly because the occupant was already dead.
I could only stomach one little bite. I never tasted anything so salty in my life. Have yourself one of the tasty star-shaped bits off the side to cleanse your palate.
You've quite the sweet tooth, don't you, Miss Scone?
Indeed.
Indeed. What didn't she sample?
That's everything, I promise. Granny Peggles, mannequins, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to make a mess of things.
As long as what you've told us is the truth, that's all that matters in the end. Do not think for a second this means I myself believe you. I'm going to investigate the victim's room now. We'll see how true we've really been after him for. Mr. Von Karma, please let us accompany you. Stop daydreaming, get on with it. I think it's only fair to be allowed to investigate the veracity of our conclusions. Now come to me if you like, but don't think for a second you'll be permitted to conduct your own investigations. We'd like to accompany you all the same. What's the meaning of this? we got to Frost's room, we saw nada. It was all gone. The whole enchilada. Was this the work of the culprit? A dead body in the chocolate chest. A murder weapon moved mysteriously to another room. The case was a real peach. But it was going to take some serious sleuthing to get to the bottom of it all. Oh, we're flashing forward again. Okay. Whoa, went deep on that one. Sorry, Malzarino. Didn't mean to bend your ear for so long. I had no idea that was how it all came about. I read the files, but it didn't go anywhere near into that level of detail. I bet they paint things in a much rosier light for the prosecution, too. Von Karma was the one in charge, after all. What happened with the case after that? Well, with the ice sculptures vanishing from the victim's room, things hit a bit of a rough patch. So rough, in fact, it took a full year before they could even reach a verdict in the trial. A year? This was back before they brought in the whole initial trial thing. You didn't even have to finish in a double quick time like you do nowadays. I see. Did they ever find out how the victim's creations managed to just disappear? Well, they were sorbets or frozen desserts, whatever you want to call them. Ice, in other words. If it was made of ice, it could melt, which is exactly what they concluded must have happened. But there's a chance that wasn't how things actually went down. What do you mean? This place is a gallery these days, but back then it was Samson Talagola's place, yeah? Indeed, and the site of the IS-7 incident. Word is Frost's ice sculptures are suddenly back on display 18 years after that fateful day. The very sculptures the victim made? Who knows? Could be they just modelled on the originals. But I figured it was worth coming down for a little look-see just in case. Seemed like the least I could do for poor old Gregory. Alrighty then, let's take a look at these icy marvels, shall we, kiddo? I believe they're on display in the Winter Wing, as it's snazzily known. So, Winter Wing, Winter Wing. Huh? I don't believe it, it's locked. The gallery's open for bids, but the Winter Wonder Wing's off limits? What gives? Fender, perhaps you should look more closely at the pamphlet we were given. The Winter Wing is over there. Is it? Freaky, I could have sworn it was this one. Anywho, shall we? Time to dive into what we could have seen 18 years ago. Oh, the lights are here! Who's that on the other end? They look familiar. Ugh. I see they're still keeping it chilly as all heck in these rooms. How about to turn to a popsicle stick? It is the Winter Wing, you know. But you're right, it is like a freezer in here. It could be a trick of the light, but it feels like the whole room's made of ice. The temperature controls will be somewhere at the back there, if memory serves. Hey, Master, can you go peep the degree count? I'm thinking a complaint to the management's in order. There is such a thing as too cold, yeah? Alright, if you insist. Take your time. Mosey around, taking the sights while you're at it. I got a camera I need to prep for action. Feel like you might feel like your pop might appreciate a picture after all this, I'll put it on his grave so we can have a gander. Of course.
So how about this? I scream out, "Oh no, it must be the work of that villain Damask." Yeah, and I'll go, "That's me, the legendary Master Mask." Yeah, and then, no. So that you're being cussed before you can blink, Ronnie. You gotta take this more seriously, otherwise how are we gonna get this to market to sell?
What exactly are these two plotting? Boy wearing a backpack. What's he doing as an art gallery on his own?
She wanted to run a gallery so bad she just quit the industry? I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Does this boy know the owner of the gallery, perhaps? Wait. No. No. Surely not. No. There's a huge block of ice on display here. It must be incredibly heavy, though maybe not, or with being hollow on the inside. There's a constellation engraved into the surface, along with some explanatory text. The Pleiades, known as the Subaru, they're from a larger conjugation of Taurus. Why cram so many stars on one tiny part of a single constellation? I guess people in ancient times weren't hugely careful about such things. Tell me about it. You can show me constellations all day long and I still won't see the fucking pattern in them. I don't know how the hell anyone did. There's two large ice statues on display here.
Guess these are the remakes of Frostwork from 18 years back. Really eye-catching stuff. Ice sculptures are a heck of an art form, huh?
It is. These are the works my father never got to see. To think I could get to see them instead so many years later.
Sorry to put him while you're deep in a think hole, Master, but would you mind looking this way a sec?
This way?
Beautiful, just like that.
Fender, really?
Say cheese!
Please don't do that again. I don't like having my picture taken.
My bad, big guy, my bad. Had to check this old thing was still working after all.
Now you mention it, your camera does look rather ancient.
Yep, vintage model. You ever had an instant camera? It develops the picture right after you take the shot. Still twist my noggin trying to think how it works.
I know what an instant camera is, although I've never used one.
Sure no Mr. Know-It-All would know it all. You really are your father's son. Alright, step aside, I need to get some good shots of the room here.
For all his joking, he looks very serious about the pictures he's taking. He must have his own theories about the IS-7 incident.
Ooh, I should have been a paparazzo. These are gold. They develop right away. Want to see?
Well, since you've already shoved one in my face...
Alright, Brainiac, question. What do these two sculptures represent?
They appear to represent Taurus and Gemini, two constellations best observed in wintertime.
Bingo! He shoots, he scores! You're a regular encyclopedia, Master. Guess that's why this is the Winter Wing, right? They have Winter Star stuff on display here. Anyway, seeing as I'm the nicest old rogue on the block, this one's yours for keepsies.
Thanks. So the victim made the same Zodiac statues out of flavoured ice for the contest 18 years ago?
Sure did.
lovingly crafted life-size desserts. I only ever saw the old ones in photos, though. These are the spit of the originals. This is what you wanted to show me? Yep, think Gregor would have wanted you to see him too. And I'm innovated me to come here on my own, so sorry to drag you along. Not at all. I'm happy to be able to see when my father's final case unfolded. Good to hear you say so, Palio. Let's say grab another quick snap to commemorate the heartwarming occasion. Absolutely not. Huh. Fender, I can't seem to find the temperature controls you mentioned. Oh yeah, it's a little tricky if you don't know where it's at. Here, I'll have to open it up for you in a jiffy. Huh. Dang thing's locked. Makes sense, I guess. Wouldn't want the visitors cranking up the thermostat and melting the arts. According to the pamphlet, the winter wing is kept at a constant 27 degrees Fahrenheit. Hoo-wee, that's calling a snowman's... snowballs. I'm going to freeze to death in here. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. So sorry. That was crap. That was crap. I shouldn't have done that. Oh, I'm exhausted. Guess there's only one thing for it. Somebody's getting a snuggle. Hey, what's with the icy stare? You want me to freeze to death? No. Alrighty, I got the shots I wanted. Shall we scoot over to the other wings and see what's cooking? I'll do a full tour while we're here. I suppose so. Ah! What was that? It came from the fanning room. Come on, let's see what's up. Larry, what the fuck have you done now? There's someone on the ground, and is that... Larry, what are you doing here? Actually, never mind. What on earth's going on?
Edgy! You should have seen it, it was awful!
Just calm down and tell me why there's an unconscious man on the floor.
I didn't do anything, he just fell down in front of me!
Wait, I know this guy.
Is everything alright? Don't you know it's rude to make a racket in our gallery, you naughty boys?
Wait, the smell. He's still breathing, but I know these symptoms. It's not safe, Miles. We need to get everybody out of here. Everyone, with me. There isn't a moment to lose. There's poison gas coming out of that room.